Here is Mike Pence on Face the Nation, refusing to say whether or not Trump is going to allow lobbyists and family so much access, because we're moving into sort of uncharted territory in terms of like the full-on kleptocracy that is involved in this administration. Here he is. Mike Pence always has this sort of forlorn look, and maybe it is just because he's just sort of he's just sort of fighting so much inside him, like it's causing him real sadness. But here he is.
United States. A lot of people around the country want to see us drain the swamp. They want to see fundamental ethics reform. That's going to happen starting January the 20th.
So just to button that up, so no lobbyists or donors in the administration as he promised. That's right?
Well, I think what the president-elect has made clear is that we're going to have people in the administration who are 100% focused on serving the American people and moving the Trump agenda forward. And to sit with him in these interviews that have been taking place over the last week, to sit with him with congressional leaders, as the two of us did a week ago, is to see someone who's completely focused on keeping the promises that he made to the American people. And I got to tell you, it's really been inspiring to be standing shoulder to shoulder with our president-elect even in these few short days since that historic election.
But that doesn't quite sound like a yes to me. So it seems like there's some wiggle room on the no lobbyists and donors. So we'll look for some clarity on that to come. But let me ask you about this question.
God forbid you should ask it
then. Trump liquidate his holdings with his business. Will he?
Well, I saw that editorial. What I can tell you is that I'm very confident that the president-elect and his extraordinary talented family are going to work with the best legal minds in this country and create the proper separation from their business enterprise during his duties as President of the United States. To be around him is to be around a man who is completely focused on the people's business, and to get to know his children is to get to know men and women of extraordinary capability who I know he's confident they can lead the business enterprise while he puts all of his energies, all of his focus in the people's business.
Should employees of the Trump businesses be involved at all in the people's business, in government business, meetings?
I have the utmost respect.
I think during this transition, it's very helpful.
How about during the presidency?
For the president-elect to, I think during the presidency there will be the proper separation.
Oh my God.
It's not in the transition.
It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. It makes me sick. And to see the Trump kids with their Habsburg-chinned, mush cartilage faces. They they have the type of faces I feel like you could put your finger into the knuckle. You know what I mean? Like this mush, weak-chinned, inbred looking faces. And it's so ridiculous. You know what? And why not just keep steamrolling over these things? Why not? You know, until somebody stops Trump, or the way, with George Bush, number 1 and 2, or Ronald Reagan, nobody stops them. Nobody stopped Dick Cheney. And by the way, he was always invested in Halliburton. This isn't new either, the double dipping and having conflict of interests. George Bush Sr. with Eli Lilly, and Dick Cheney with Halliburton. Donald Rumsfeld had holdings in the swine flu or bird flu vaccine company. Lynn Cheney had all kinds of things, I think, with Boeing and other aerospace engineer companies. They're just, all these people have holdings. It isn't new. It's just that Donald Trump, again, is more explicit about these things. And there's nepotism. There's never been nepotism more than there has been with Bush Jr. and Sr. That's nepotism. It's ridiculous. There's just no end to the profits that presidents and their families reap from these things. But Republicans are just worse. They're always worse. They're worse. I hate the old both sides do it in Congress. Both sides do it. These false equivalencies. I have zero tolerance for that either. Republicans will be the end of us. If they're going to get us all killed. I actually have, if only Trump supporters and Republicans suffered for a Trump presidency, I'd be fine with that. I don't give a shit. If just Trump people suffer from a Trump presidency, that's fine with me, because how else would they learn? But since everybody gets dragged down into it, that galls me, that everybody has to suffer for this. And Donald Trump not wanting windmills because it obscures the view from his golf course, and suggesting an ambassador for England when they already have one, and of course making common cause with UKIP and all this stuff around the world, and with Le Pen in France. He does this because he has to be with stupid people. That's why he loves the uneducated. Donald Trump doesn't work unless you're stupid. It does not work unless you're stupid or craven. And the same with the Republican Party. It doesn't work unless the ill-informed or the craven support it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is shocking to me. It's shocking to me that people are surprised by it. But I also don't believe at all that Donald Trump won this election. I do not believe it. And one day history will bear that out, that there was some cyber tampering. I mean, if cyber criminals can make ATMs spew cash around the world, they can tamper with the software of voting machines. They did it during the Kerry election. And that's why it's like, how did the media get it so wrong? How did the pollsters get it so wrong? They didn't get it so wrong. They didn't.
Well, I mean, we're only talking about in Michigan, less than 15,000 votes. In Wisconsin, less than 30,000 votes. Pennsylvania, I think it's going to end up being about 70,000 votes. We're not talking a lot of votes here. Out of 125 million votes that need to be played with, and of course there was a myriad of other types of suppression. Let's take another. Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.